Hey everybody, I'm up this fine morning because today is going to be the first annual general meeting of the newly founded, or should I say revamped, Singapore Armwrestling Federation, the one that we recently joined the Asian Arm Wrestling Federation with and are now WAF affiliated with. So I'm not in on the executive team, so I'm not really going to be participating all too much in the discussions per se, but I'm still going to be at the meeting and probably just going to ask them a couple questions, just figure out what's going on behind the scenes and just fill in what's going on in the Singapore arm wrestling community. So yeah, let's go. So as some of you may know, the Singapore Arm Wrestling Federation recently switched over from IFA to WAF at the 2024 Asian Cup in Mumbai, India. And this was on topic as one of the topics on the agenda for that day at the AGM. And many other topics were covered: the future of Singapore arm wrestling, where are we headed, things like that. A lot of administrative issues, a lot of goal setting, a lot of planning for bigger events, more events, and how to integrate both juniors, amateurs, seniors, masters class, female arm wrestling, so on and so forth. And I believe that a lot of very important, very salient topics were covered at the AGM. I don't want to talk about them too in depth because I think that's for the Singapore Arm Wrestling Federation committee to go over in their future social media posts on their official platforms. So I'll let them do that themselves. But what I just wanted to show the Singaporean arm wrestling community is that things are being done behind the scenes. We are trying to propel the arm wrestling scene forward in Singapore, and it's thanks to all these hardworking men and women. And now a couple of short words from our incoming Singapore Arm Wrestling President, Leonard Yip.
Well, I think we spoke about how we are going to grow SGAW and more importantly build on the committees that have come before, and grow off their good work, and to hopefully seed SGAW in a way that would scale it to an NSA, and we'll be at the Olympics where you guys will be winning medals, man.
Based on everything that we've talked about so far today, the roadmap that we have tentatively planned, do you see the Singapore arm wrestling scene growing a lot within the next 6 months, 1 year?
Yes, I see it growing in a way that will be very staged, very planned, but more importantly, it's focused on the youth. I think the youth will be the foundation of our growth. The youth, their parents, and the fact that it's an inclusive sport, it's a community sport.
Awesome, yeah. So I believe that as well. I think the youth are the future of the sport, and hopefully in the future we can get them even more, involved in these things. I know we talked about some things about involving the youth in the Singapore Arm Wrestling Committee scene as well, and I hope to be a big part of what's going on now.
Exciting times, man, Greg.
John!
Yes!
Look at that!
I'll avenge my loss.
Awesome, man.
Everybody.
So that was the annual general meeting for the Singapore Arm Wrestling Federation. And I believe that in the future, all members of the Singapore Arm Wrestling will be able to sit in on these meetings and be able to ask questions, interact with the committee members, and be more involved in the Singapore Arm Wrestling community. And that is something that I highly, highly recommend for everyone to do. But until then, see you guys in the next video.